First it was Night March, and then it was Lost March, and then it was Mad Party, and now it's United Wings' turn to get in on this single prize OHKO action. And with the addition of some old expanded cards, this deck can hit those valuable OHKO numbers we all desire as early as turn 1, which can make any meta deck player cry and want to uninstall the game. So if you'd like to do just that, follow these 3 easy steps coming up. Step 1 for any deck like United Wings wants to win the coin flip and go second, so we are able to use a supporter card on our first turn like Guzma and Professor's Research, which can help us gust up our opponent and draw into important cards so we can attack. It's also important noting we play Dedenne-GX and Squawkabilly EX for some extra draw power on our first turn and throughout the game in general. This deck is honestly super turbo, it's actually crazy and it actually blows my mind. Anyway, this enables us to complete step 2 of this deck, which is to discard all the United Wings Pokemon so we can rack up that damage super fast, and we can do this with the likes of Brilliant Blender SSP, which allows us to search our deck and discard 5 cards, and that can discard the likes of Murkrow, Flamigo, which has an insta-flock ability allowing us to bench it and grab up to 3 other Flamigo from our deck and then put them into our hand. And other United Wings Pokemon include Dartrix and Wattrel. However, our main attacker we will want to use is Ditto with the sudden transformation ability, which allows it to copy any attacks of basic Pokemon from the discard pile. It does still require the exact energy cost to do this, so we do run 4 copies of both double colorless energy and dark energy. It also means we can attack with the likes of Flamigo, Murkrow and Wattrel if we need to as well. We do run a single copy of Collapsed Stadium in case we need to discard any Pokemon that are considered a liability, like Squawkabilly EX or Dedenne-GX, or even discarding a Flamigo to do extra damage with United Wings. And what I've just realised is that Collapsed Stadium actually puts your opponent's bench size down to 4 Pokemon as well, so that can be a little bit disruptive, which could come in clutch as well. But without this next step though, this deck would really struggle, as we need to be able to recover Pokemon from the discard pile so we can keep attacking every turn. It is very likely our opponent can OHKO us every turn, as all the Pokemon we play in the deck have relatively low HP. I mean, the lowest or the highest HP single prize is Oranguru with 120 HP, and if you just narrow that down to United Wings Pokemon, that goes down to 110 HP on the Flamigo, and even all of our support Pokemon max out 160 HP, which is actually very easy to one hit knockout in this meta. It's actually, you know, kind of crazy. So yeah, we do have to play these cards like Rescue Stretcher and Rescue Carrier so we can recover Pokemon from the discard pile and put them either into our hand or back into the deck, which is actually really good. And Oranguru with the Primate Wisdom ability allows us to draw a card and then put a card from our hand on the top of its deck, on the top of our deck in its place. This is really good because our deck is really turbo, so we will be discarding a lot of cards, so saving something like an energy attachment through double colorless energy or dark energy or a Guzma for the following turn is just really good. But anyway, with all the explanation out of the way, let's go destroy some meta decks on TCG Live. Alright, we are going second and we're playing against Regidrago V-Star. This is arguably the best deck to play on the expanded beta format on TCG Live right now. And they have their own Brilliant Blender. That means that they are going to just probably discard 5 Dragon Pokemon. Yeah, there we go. This is going to be a great match. I want to see how well this deck does against this deck. It is honestly so broken, Regidrago is. It's honestly, it feels like it should be illegal, to be honest, of how good this deck is. But anyway, we'll do our best to try beat it. I guess if they only have one Regidrago V in play, we do have a shot, and they do pass to us, so that is actually quite important. We do just chuck down the Brilliant Blender, because why not? I think we can just discard all these Murkrows and maybe a Dartrix or maybe a Wattrel, doesn't really matter, and just go from there. I think I saw we had 3 other Flamigo in the deck, minus the one we've just benched, so yeah, we can get 3 more United Wings Pokemon into the hand. We do have Squawkabilly in hand as well, and the energy attachment. This is just going very, very well for us right now. We can discard the Dartrix with the Quick Ball, and we could go get another United Wings Pokemon in the form of Wattrel, but we could also get a Dedenne for some extra draw. There's the Oranguru as well, in case we want to conserve resources for next turn. But I think I just want to go super turbo. It is our first turn, we are going second, so let's give it a shot, shall we? We can Dedenne change for a fresh 6 cards here and just draw into more absolute source, to be honest. We can Quick Ball away the Dartrix and go get probably a Wattrel out of the deck. And you know what the crazy thing is, guys, I still haven't researched, nor have I played with the Squawkabilly EX yet, the Squawk and Seize ability. We have the potential to draw up to 13 more cards this turn, which is absolutely mental. We can just keep thinning out these Wattrels and putting them in the discard, because I'm pretty sure we are very, very close to getting the knockout here. How much damage are we doing? It must be close to 200 by now. Yeah, we're doing 220. That is an exact knockout. I could bench the Wattrel, but I do have plenty of attackers in play that can attack. We are taking a knockout, but I want to set up for next turn. We have the Collapsed Stadium, so I might chuck that into play soon, but my idea is to Ultra Ball away those Ultra Balls, that's funny, and go and get another Wattrel potentially. I could get an Oranguru, but I think maybe Wattrel is the play, because I can bench one of them. Maybe it was actually better to get the Oranguru, so we can conserve those couple double colorless energy. Anyway, we can put it into play and then play the Collapsed Stadium down. That forces us to discard one of the United Wings Pokemon. I'm going to pick Flamigo, and they just concede. Oh my god. Wow, what a game that was. That was like a really good game. I've got to get into a second one for you, but you know, getting to that OHKO numbers, those OHKO numbers for Regidrago is absolutely crazy, and as soon as they thought I got to that crucial 220 HP, they were straight out there. Anyway, it looks like we might be playing against Shen Pal for this second game. Yeah, this could be interesting. They're going to have to rely on Bat's Caliber to accelerate energy. We do have a bunch of stuff in hand. I think I'm just going to chop down the Brilliant Blender here and thin out those 4 Dartrix and another Wattrel as well. That's an insane start. We've got a Murkrow in the active. We can Quick Ball one away from our hand as well, and I think I'm gonna go grab the Flamigo. We do have 3 others in the deck, which is excellent. It means we can grab all 3 of them with the Insta-Flock ability, which is great. We do have the Ultra Ball in hand as well, so we can discard a couple of those with that, and then probably go get something like maybe a Squawkabilly if it's not a prize. There we go, and just go for it. I mean, we could attack with Flamigo and rely on getting an Air Balloon in our next hand, but I think I'm going to have to risk it and just research for a fresh 7. There we go, there's the Dark Energy, and so we can attach that to use United Wings on the Murkrow, and we can get a Wattrel off the prizes with the Hisuian Heavy Ball, which is really, really good. We can bench the Oranguru to probably conserve the Guzma for next turn potentially. We do get a Dedenne off that, so I may as well rip that as well. I still haven't used Squawkabilly EX's ability yet. That's absolutely mental. Our opponent doesn't like how many cards we're drawing. This is funny. They're putting the thumbs down. We can attach the Air Balloon to the Squawkabilly, and you know, I'm pretty much forced to use the Squawk and Seize ability just because it's so turbo. Anyway, we can set up for next time. We can attach the other Air Balloon to the Oranguru, I think, and just do 440 damage to this Mu-EX because of weakness. If you take away the weakness, we are doing 220 damage already, which is absolutely mental. We do get another Ultra Ball and the Hisuian Heavy Ball back from our prizes, so that could be pretty good. I don't like them sending up the Radiant Greninja. I imagine they have the capability to use the Moonlight Shuriken attack on the Radiant Greninja and probably just snipe the Ditto and maybe the Murkrow if they can get it to the bench. We'll see though, we'll see. But yeah, that could be a bit wrong. I did see they do have the Baxcalibur in play and they have a Shen PAL down as well. There's a Skaters Park. That's actually a really good stadium for this deck. It means the water energy goes back into the hand when they retreat, and they're going to grab some more energy out of the deck with Shen PAL's ability, Shivery Chill. Just grabs 2 energy from their deck, put them into the hand. It's a pretty good ability for this deck. This deck has sort of fallen off in standard format. I have not seen this deck in ages. Anyway, there is the escape rope. As I was talking about, they do manage to get the Murkrow to the bench, and they do have quite a few energy in the hand as well. I think they do have 3 because they retreated to 1 and then they got 2 from the Shivery Chill ability, so they will be able to power up the Moonlight Shuriken attack, which can snipe both the Ditto and the Murkrow. It does actually kind of help us because they will be knocking out a United Wings Pokemon that goes to the discard, but we also have another Ditto in the hand, I've just realised, and we have a Rescue Stretcher, so we can go grab that Ditto back from the discard pile if we need to. We can just send up the Oranguru here, and we top deck the Rescue Carrier. That's absolutely crazy. I think I'm just happy to bench another Ditto though and attach a Dark Energy to it. I could get rid of another Wattrel with the Ultra Ball, but you know, I'm already knocking out pretty much anything they have on their board. We can conserve the double Colorless energy with the Oranguru and just, you know, knock out this Radiant Greninja for 240 damage. So I was right, we are OHKOing everything on their board, and I think what my next plan is to go after that Baxcalibur, because they really do rely on that Baxcalibur ability. I think it's called what's it called, freezing cold. It just accelerates a bunch of water energy from the hand into play wherever they like. It's kind of broken, but you know, they rely on rare candies and superior energy retrieval to get energy back from the discard pile. So yeah, so if they don't have any way to accelerate, they can't get energy into play, and they can't use Hail Blade on the Shen PAL EX to knock us out, which actually forces them to discard the energy to attack and do damage. As you see, they are accelerating energy all over the board here. They do only have a 3-card hand, so I wonder if they can do anything else. There's an Iono. That's okay for us. We did conserve a double Colorless energy, and there's a Ditto and a Guzma. That is actually really good. That means we can potentially go after the Baxcalibur next turn, depending if they bench another Frigibax. I don't think they will be able to though. They are just accelerating a bunch of energy into play. Not that it really matters. There's another Shen PAL, that's completely fine. They do switch cart here, that means they are going to switch into the other Shen PAL, and they're probably going to Shivery Chill, yep, and get 2 more energy from the deck into their hand, and then accelerate those 2 to the Shen PAL in the active. That's actually really well played from them. It means you know, they can just attack with this Shen PAL instead of the one with all the energy on it. Anyway, I still plan to go after that Baxcalibur on the bench, even though they do have a second Shen PAL powered up. We can just put the Squawkabilly in the active because it does have free retreat thanks to the Air Balloon. And Trekking Shoes, that's another card I forgot to mention in the intro. That just, you know, just adds extra turbo draw to this deck. Anyway, we can just probably Guzma here, up the Baxcalibur, and, you know, also move into the Flamigo and then just use United Wings for the knockout. We are also getting rid of a bunch of energy from their board, which is really good, because I think Hail Blade allows them to discard energy from any of their Pokemon, not just their Shen PAL, which is really good. We do Trekking Shoes here into an Ultra Ball. That's actually quite unfortunate. I think I am going to have to put the Ultra Ball on the top here, see if we can get anything better. We do get a Murkrow. That's not really helpful right now. It is an extra attacker in case we do need it. Our opponent is on 3 prizes, so who knows, we could need it later. There's another Trekking Shoes off the prizes though. That could actually come in clutch, because we do really need to draw out of this poor hand. And, you know, if we can find our second Dedenne or, you know, another research, that would be really good. Anyway, they do Arven here for a Super Rod. I wonder what they're going to shuffle back in. Probably the Baxcalibur and Frigibax. Yes, the Frigibax and the Radiant Greninja and an energy. That's completely fine. They Shivery Chill, and we're just not. I just realised we're 1 knockout away from winning this game, and as I said, we are already OHKOing everything on their side of the board. So all we need to find is an energy. We haven't been hand disrupted, which is, you know, kind of unfortunate. We do have an Oranguru Primate Wisdom as well for some draw if we're desperate, but I really want to hit this Trekking Shoes with a Dark Energy or double Colorless energy here. Should I send up the Ditto, or should I send up... It doesn't really matter, does it? I'll just go for it. Anyway, what do we get off the top deck? It's an, oh yeah, obviously it's an Ultra Ball. Why did I question that? I Primate Wisdomed it last turn. We can Ultra Ball into an energy. There's the win, guys. Oh my god. Trekking Shoes comes in clutch. Let's go. There's the Dark Energy. It means we can attack with the Murkrow in the discard pile. 240 damage. And yeah, absolutely awesome. GG's. United Wings has seen a new lease of life when it comes to the expanded format. Any single prize are doing 300 plus damage is absolutely crazy in my mind. I think this is a very optimal list, but it can struggle against any bench spread attack like Regidrago V-Star with Kyurem's Trifrost attack. But let me know in the comments, would you make any changes yourself? The United Wings deck is not a new concept to the Pokemon TCG, with single prize Pokemon having an attack that does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon with an attack in your discard pile, and this video suggested on your screen right now is no different. However, it was printed over 5 years ago, and I try to see if any newer cards from newer sets that you might know can make it any better compared to when it first came out. But until next time, stay strategic everyone. See ya.